every chain, break every chain. I've got no words actually. Let me not say anything. I'm gonna cry. That was stunning. Absolutely stunning. Wow. Wow, wow. I'm excited to play this track because I'm going to be playing it very, very soon. But as I say, I'm excited to say, you know, Tasha Cobbs' promoter, Pastor Steve Pofu, is with me in the studio. And my producer, Kevin Nkube, wisely tells me that you've been promoting gospel music for the longest time. Steve, talk to me about it.
Good evening, Tasha. Thank you so much for having me tonight, and
Thank
also to your listeners. Thank you so much. You know, I just saw you as you just playing the clip, and it just became clearer to me what we are about to experience on the 26th. There is power.
Amen.
In
Yes.
the name of Jesus.
Amen. Because the way that I literally, I think, because sometimes when I listen to music, sometimes I just listen, and then sometimes you have to hear it. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, I said earlier, like I grew up in a gospel choir and all that kind of, all that good stuff. But I feel like gospel music, it just makes you, it gives you something that not everyday music can. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. It soothes your soul.
Yes, because the way that I was nearly in tears. Yeah. I had to close my eyes. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I find that sometimes, like when you listen to music, you can just listen to it, you can enjoy it, you can have a good time. But I feel like it's when you're listening to gospel music, I have to just I have to breathe it in. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It reaches to the inner soul and addresses whatever you may be going through at that time. That's why it is gospel, which is good news.
Yes, absolutely. You know, because there's times when I've been in church and say I haven't maybe been for a while, and I go in and then I hear like particular songs and I just start crying. I'm like, like, this is why I don't come here. I'm always crying. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh no, I'm embarrassing myself now again. Now I can't come for 2 weeks.
I hear that.
You know what I mean? It just hits differently. I feel like, what for you is it about gospel music that just for you makes it so special? Because of course, you know, as I said, you are a pastor as well. So what is gospel music to you?
It's just spreading the good news, the good message of hope, and to encourage people and bring people together.
Yeah.
That's what gospel is about. That's what Jesus was about when he was on this planet. And that's what he wants us to promote: unity, bring people together, hope, and just, you know, the love. That's what's about. So that's what gospel music does. Like as you say, when you play it, if you are feeling very low, it just changes the atmosphere. If you are going through a rough, you know, patch in your life, it just gives you assurance that, you know what, don't give up.
Yeah.
There is hope.
Yeah.
So for me, that's why it became so easier to promote gospel, because it's just about promoting peace, love, and unity.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Now, you're a man of many talents, you know, because not only are you a pastor, not only are you a promoter, but you're also a musician. Talk to me.
Yes, like as you say, Letitia, I'm a PK. You know, my father's a bishop. When you grow up in that environment, you will have to pick something that you've got to do. So
you can't be in a church and not be doing something.
So I found myself very much active in the music department, leading the choir at a young age. I had my own choir, and then took over the youth choir, became involved with church function, organizing fundraising, so that these things started at an early age, you know. So yes, a few caps that I do put on, because it's things that started at an early age at home. That's right. Yes.
I love that. So what do you play then? What's your instrument?
The keyboard.
Oh, love a key. We love a keys player. The church loves a keys player, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, here just doing all the runs. You know what I mean? Just, stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it for you? Like, what's your favourite part about gospel music promotion? As you say, you know, you've explained what it is that you love about gospel music, but what is it for you that really brings you that absolute joy when it comes to promoting gospel music?
Is when people attend the gatherings that we organize, because what I tend to say more is we host it because of that. That's what we aim to do.
Love that.
Because we are just on this planet and God just assigns a task, And it just then happens that God then chose us to be the people that are there to host His presence. And for me, the satisfying thing in a way is when people leave the event.
Yeah.
And the feedback that I get from people saying, you know what, Pastor Steve, I came here, there were issues in my life, but this event, when I came out, I felt so light, I was well, I felt healed, or I met the presence of God. And that is, to me, a confirmation that God really wanted this thing to happen. So those are things that are really, for me, like, it's really satisfying, because God cannot come to me and tell me that, oh, Sister Letitia, this. But when Sister Letitia come to me and say, you know what, I was so much blessed, please keep doing this. When is the next thing? Then that's what gives me the energy to keep on going.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, for you, what is the most memorable sort of live show or, tour that you've put on?
Wow. I think when God opened the doors for us to start hosting US artists, and our festival was Pastor William McDowell.
Okay.
I'll never forget that one, because it was sold out on both nights.
Nice.
Both nights in Birmingham, and within the space of a month, something within the gospel fraternity that does not really happen as much as that. That really was, to me, a confirmation and testament that God is really up to something. So that was a big one for me.
Yeah.
Because after that, it then began to open bigger doors for us in the USA.
Yes. So, as you just said, you just mentioned there about the US acts, just to name a few. Also